under fire from members of his own party, including former Florida Governor Jeb Bush, who told us the tactics that Cruz championed caused Republicans to lose ground.
So I want to ask you, this shutdown is over, we're back from the brink, no default. Was there anything gained in all of this?
No, I think there was some ground loss from the political point of view.
And this started with Republicans, mostly in the House, saying that they wanted to gut Obamacare and they were willing to, not fund the government until that happened. I mean, they changed their position a little bit as it went along. But, I mean, how badly are Republicans hurt by all of this? This started with their strategy.
Tactically, it was a mistake to focus on something that couldn't be achieved. And that's what that was. It was tactics. In fact, I would argue that allowing Obamacare to be implemented, two things would happen. One, it would be so dysfunctional if it was implemented faithfully that it would be clear for more people, or it couldn't be implemented because the government's not capable of doing it. It looks like the latter rather than the former may be happening, but that was all crowded out by a miscalculation using something that shouldn't be used, the debt ceiling limit and continuation, of the budget.
What do you think when you see these guys, your own party, coming out and saying, debt ceiling? You don't necessarily need to raise that. I mean...
Well, you have to pay your obligations. I do a lot of traveling overseas, and when we have these spikes of political conversations that are not grounded in reality, the rest of the world looks at us as untrustworthy. That has implications not just for us, slowdown of economic activity. It has implications in the world because people have to count on the United States, and if we're behaving this way, it makes it harder to do so. So now look, I'm not, I want to make sure everybody understands, I'm not blaming Republicans. I think we have a systemic problem in Washington right now, and the void of leadership is making it harder to get to a better place. The better place would be that, with civility, have a dialogue about the bigger, more pressing issues and try to find common ground, rather than use each instance of a possible crisis to win a political point. We need to start solving problems, and I think the president does not deserve credit in this either.
But I just spoke to Ted Cruz, and he was the guy who said, hey, let's not agree to a funding resolution unless Obamacare is defunded. That was the strategy that really kicked it off.
Yep.
And he told me that he will now do anything he can to stop Obamacare, and he does not rule out pushing to the brink once again. What would your message be to Ted Cruz?
Well, frankly, I think the best way to repeal Obamacare is to have an alternative. We never hear the alternative. We could do this in a much lower cost with improved quality based on our principles, free market principles. And two, show how Obamacare, flawed to its core, doesn't work. So have a little bit of self-restraint. It might actually be politically a better approach to see the massive dysfunction. But we don't even hear about that because we've stepped on that message. And I think Republicans need to just take a step back and show a little self-restraint and let this happen.